Hi, friends. This is Caitlin. I'm so excited that you are joining me back with Pink and Me. Today, we are going to make a really fun and sweet bear and bee themed Valentine's Day card. Sorry, my hair's kind of crazy. Yeah, I think it's going to be a really fun one. To be super transparent with you, I made a card using another company's stamps, and I finally pulled out my Hex-Tile Embossing Folder, which looks like this. And I used it for the background and I fell in love with it. And I immediately knew that I wanted to make another card with you guys here using other Pink and Main products so that we could celebrate how cute this embossing folder is because it's just the sweetest. At first, when I first saw it, I don't know why. I think it's because of the pink hexes. All I could see was soccer ball. And so I kind of mentally like wrote it off, but it is so stinking cute. So last night I was playing as like with the same products and I made a tag. So I'm going to share the process for the tag next week on the Pink and Main blog, but it's just a super sweet little tag. And so we're going to kind of make the matching card that would go with it tonight using some of the same products. I'm going to apologize now because I still have that kind of like leftover cough thing happening. But I want to shout out everybody that's saying hi in the comments. So I see Virginia. I think the paper artist. I know I think you're someone with a J. I forget your name. I'm so sorry. Put it in the comments for me and I'll make a note. I see Judith, Melissa, Susan, Maria, Barbara's here, Connie, Stamperou's here, Deanne, Lori. Lori's checking in all the way from Wisconsin. Poor Carmen is traveling with some family stuff going on in Illinois. Oh, they're just coming in. Rapid fire. Becky, Kim, Julie. See, I knew it was with a J at least. I knew I was close. Michelle. And Michelle just ordered the Hap-Bee Stamp Set with the bears. So how perfect. We can give you some inspiration while you're waiting on your package to arrive. So with that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and switch cameras or, add in the other one. And Janet's checking in from North Carolina. Oh, that's not our setup. There we go. Okay. So I have all my stuff right here. I have our inspiration tag. The star of the show is going to be the Hap-Bee Stamp Set, which I think is which is adorable for spring. It's adorable for just like an all the time year round card making. These little sweet bears and their honey. You can see I am a big fan of the one that is dressed up as a bee. But tonight we are going to color up this one that is carrying the little buckets of honey. I thought that the little roses in her hair kind of leaned extra Valentine's Day. So these have some very cute sentiments. We have the happy birthday, thank you very much, hey honey, and you're sweet as can be. And I think we're going to add the sweet one into the inside of our card. But I wanted to really make sure that this read as Valentine's Day. So I also grabbed the love language stamp set and we're going to just make it very blatant. Yep. My emotional support water cup. So we're going to do the Happy Valentine's Day, which we can cut with the coordinating die. And I think we're going to heat emboss that with some red glitter embossing powder. I'm leaning cranberry, which is this guy, but we might end up with fire engine red. We'll figure that out once we get our coloring done. I just love cranberry so much because it has a little bit of that rainbow shine to it, but it's a little darker than it looked in my mind when I wrote it down. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, so to prepare, because we have a bunch of steps we're going to go through, I have my A2 side folding card base. I have a piece of Pebble cardstock, although now that I'm looking at it, this might be brownstone. Hold on. No, it's Pebble. That's the Pebble. Perfect. So we have our Pebble cardstock cut to 5.5 by 4 1/4. Let's just go ahead and add that now while we're talking about it with our easy squeeze glue. And you guys know if anybody has any questions, you guys can always throw questions in the chat. I see a lot of people talking back and forth. You need them bears. They're the cutest. I love this stamp set. I've used it quite a few times. And unfortunately, that is not like a regular occurrence for me. I get so many products and new release focused projects that I don't always circle back to stamp sets as much as I would like. But this is one that I've definitely used multiple times because it's so cute. Barbara's checking in. Barbara's saying hi back to Virginia. Virginia's saying hi to everybody. Perfect. So before we add our yellow layer, now I will be honest with you that this is not a yellow from Pink and Main. So Pink and Main does have yellow cardstock. I just have not ordered it yet. I'll put it on my list. So use whatever yellow you love, or if you need a good yellow, check out Pink and Main's yellow. But we're going to line this up the best that I can along the top part of our hexagon pattern. I don't know if that's making it better or worse, but I'm just using the bottom of some of those hexes to line this up. And I'm going to run this through my Big Shot. And the sandwich I like to use is putting it between both of my cutting plates. And I lift my both of those like flap layers, and I run it through with just the main base. But you check whatever guidelines your die cutting machine has, because they're, which is the worst, but they're all different. And you always want to make sure that you are pressing your embossing folder through hinge side first. I have broken an embossing folder before, putting it through the other way. So when I tell you that, it's from personal experience. And so you can see this beautiful texture that you get. I personally prefer this side. So you can do where all of the little skinny lines are kind of pressed in, or you can do it, well, I guess it's the other way around, right? The little skinny lines are popped up and the kind of flower shape hexagons are all pressed down. I prefer this one where all of those hexes are up and the little lines are down, but you can do whatever makes you happy. But to enhance this texture even more, we're going to ink blend it with some construction ink. And you can see it looks crazy. It's because I re-inked it this afternoon to try to give it some time to kind of work itself in. I have this fun new glass mat, so I can just ink right onto my board. I don't have to use so much computer paper if I don't want printer paper. Because this is re-inked, my edges are going to end up a lot darker than they were on my tag. This is the look that I wish I had gotten on my tag, though. I really think that deeper kind of amber color along the edges really sells the honey part of this card. So while I'm building this color up too, I do want to just throw it out there that this card is dedicated to my grandma. She is a bear collector, a bear connoisseur. And so this card and this tag are dedicated to her. She watches all my lives, and she's one of my biggest supporters and always has been. So just a little extra special card love for her tonight. So we can see how much more dimension we get And that's really going to help to bring the focus to our little bear and our sentiment right in the middle. But you can also see the difference that a little bit of ink makes versus like having a really juicy ink pad. So if I were you, I would make sure that your ink pads are very well hydrated. And if you did not know, Pink and Main does have re-inkers for all of their ink pads. So I just kind of swirled some of that on there, and you can see it was ready to go. It doesn't matter if it completely spreads out. If it still has those little lines, that's totally fine. So very nice to use. Becky's checking in from Facebook. Irma's here. Man, we got a good crew going tonight, guys. All right. So we clean that ink off. And then let's get this guy added. Like just that is so pretty. I just love this embossing folder so much. And in general, I am a embossing folder fan. Blue. I love adding a tone on tone kind of texture, either with just regular plain embossing or embossing with ink blending over. I think it always adds a lovely layer to a card without stealing too much attention away. I think it's a nice way to get like a supporting layer for whatever your image is. And because this is going on flat, you guys know we're going to pop up our image with some foam and probably our sentiment too. And I really liked on the tag, I used the shaker tag dies. So it had that frame, but I really liked the combination of the yellow cardstock with the pebble. So I thought I would just continue it over because, you know, why not? Nina's checking in. Missy's checking in from soggy San Diego. It's about to be soggy here, I think, starting tomorrow too. So I understand that. Right, Barbara? I'm telling you, I get why those hexagons are marked, but when I see this, I can still only think of soccer balls, which is also fine and fun if you have a need for sports sports cards. But seeing it as the honeycomb, I think, is what really sells it. And Pink and Main has some beautiful other bee images. Let me double check that this one's still available really quick. Because if it is, yeah, it is. Perfect. Let me show you my favorite really quick. Little bee image of my bin of 6x6 stamps right here. I have so many. I am a very lucky and grateful girl. This one. How beautiful. This is the floral wings. How beautiful would that be on that background? Like, I love that. I'm probably going to end up having to make that eventually too, because now it'll be stuck in my head. Okay. So we have that set up. I don't want to zoom in yet. Let's go ahead and stamp our embossed sentiment. And then we can zoom in for our coloring. Right? I love that. The floral wing stamp set is gorgeous. And I just think that like, this is a cutesy way to use that embossing folder, but that one would be like a more elegant, elevated way to use it. And both are adorable. Like, both are amazing. It just kind of depends on your style. So let's grab Misty. I think I want white. And even though I'm running low on it, I'm going to use my Copic Express It paper just so that the white matches the white around my bear, because I imagine that the bear is going to be standing tucked right on top of the Hap-Bee, and that white on white, if it's different colors, is going to annoy me. So we're going to go Happy Valentine's Day. This big, bold stamp that I have never used. So let's prime this up a little bit. And while I'm doing this, I will do a shameless plug that if you are not already following Pink and Mean on Facebook, or you are not subscribed on YouTube, that would be a lovely thing to do. Let me get this ready too. Almost messed that up. I'm going in with my Magic Anti-Static brush and prepping my cardstock. Yeah, if you are not subscribed, you should be, so that way you always get the alerts and notifications. The link for all of Pink and Mean's pages is in the description. And if you happen to enjoy hanging out with me, the link to all of my channels and pages and such is also in the description. Working on building up my YouTube channel even more this year. It's been 2023 was a great year, and I just know that 2024 is going to be absolutely amazing. So now I guess I should have thought about this. My gut said cranberries. We're just going to stick with it because I think the roses that we put in the bear's hair can be that deeper red. Because just, isn't that stunning? Like that glitter. Crazy. The little bottom part of those, that's better. The bottom part of the peas was a little wonky. We'll just funnel this right back in with our printer paper. Apparently I should have anti-static powder tooled my printer paper before I started. Now there's glitter all over my Misty. I always have my inside sheet is laminated, so that way when that happens, I can just brush that right off. And then I don't have to worry about it. Same with ink. You can clean the ink right off of it if it's laminated. So let's peel this guy off. Let's heat set this. Yeah, the glitter embossing powders are beautiful, but there's a couple colors. That new sangria would be pretty too. It's just a little more pink, where the cranberry is just a little more red, and I did want it red for their Valentine's theme. All right, I'm going to mute so I can melt this down. So please hold. Okay, that is melted and beautiful. So you can see you get the glitter and also that high shine. I've thought about having a night where we swatch all of the different embossing powders, but I was worried that that would be weird because I usually mute. But then I was thinking maybe at least if I swatch them, because I've never just like swatched them to swatch them, right? If I swatched them on my own and maybe we just like had them, we could see them / talk about them or like do a walkthrough. I knew I did not melt that all the way. That P. All right, well, there's now a little like, let's see if we can make this work. So that's why you should never take your stamp off until you know that your impression is perfect. But we're going to try because this is real life. Nina, that's because I usually mute. Maybe we'll try it this time with it on and you guys can tell me if my headphones block it or not. So this is such a bold stamp sentiment that I think I can do a pretty good job of lining it up. Looks pretty close to me. Let's give it a second layer and see what happens. Worst case scenario, we'll just start over, right? Just paper. I'm gonna retreat it with the anti-static because I was touching all over. And we'll go in one more time. All right, let's see. And I don't mind cleaning off my stamp too. If you ever get glitter stuck to your stamp, you can always just wash it or rinse it with some water and then, or in like soapy water and then let it dry. Just like air dry, and then it's good to go again. All right, let's, fingers crossed. Oh, yay. Now I can't promise you that will always work, but in this case, I think we just got lucky because that still looks pretty clean to me. All right, I'm going to attempt to leave this on, and you guys can tell me this time if you can hear it or not. And if it's crazy and loud, put it in the comments, and then I can mute while I'm still melting. Well, that's good to know. Everybody's saying that you guys don't hear anything. So my headphones must be doing like a noise cancellation. So I think that means in the next week or two, we should do an embossing powder swatch party. Or you guys tell me if you have any interest in that. If you guys think that that's not a fun thing to do, don't have to do it. I just thought it could be interesting for anybody who wants to kind of see them in action and compared to each other. But you guys let me know. But yes, that did work for our stamp, thank goodness. Our sentiment. Virginia says she likes that idea. Heather likes that idea. Perfect. I will get that planned. I have I don't even know if I have them all. I'll have to check to see. I know I have a lot, but I don't know if I have them all. I'll have to think of what different things we can stamp to. Perfect. It seems like a consensus. Everybody seems very into that. Love it. Yeah, I love watching swatches on YouTube and like from other crafters with ink and when like the new distress colors come out, I love seeing people swatch them compared to, you know, the existing collection. Um, so I think that would be fun to do and kind of just do like a walkthrough. All right, so there's our Happy Valentine's Day die cut with that coordinating die. I love that these have those dies. And then we will zoom in and get our little sweet bear lit up. Let's, looks pretty good, I think. All right, let's do her little roses first. We're going to keep it a little deeper. They're pretty small. I'm just going to do two colors. We'll do an R59, kind of under where that shadow would be, and then also in the center. Let's see if we can angle this a little so you can see under my hand. And then R29. You know what, that 59 is not popping. So we'll go one even darker. We'll go R89. That's better. Just because we still want that dimension, even though we're keeping it a little more simple. So there's our little pop of red. It's going to tie in perfectly with our sentiment. And I guess we'll do the same colors I did for the other bear. So we're going to go E40s. 44 is going to be our darkest. We're going to shade the bottom part of the face. The bottom of the ears. The little hair tufts. And then kind of right under the flowers. And then right above the nose. Kind of on this little muzzle part. For the head. We'll do the head and then we'll do the body next. I've been really enjoying breaking my coloring up into more steps recently, like more sections. So instead of trying to do the whole body at once. These are small enough that I think you could do that and it's not like you would have any issue with your coloring. I just I don't know, it's just been working out really well for me. So that was 43. Now we're going to go to 42. And we're going to fill in everything except right around the eyes and the mouth, the very center of that muzzle, and then right where her eyes are. I need to get a re-inker for these. I've been using these a lot. I need to get a refill. And then E41 is what we're going to do over the eyes and the mouth. And that'll just give a nice little highlight to that center part of the face. And of course, she needs some blush. So we'll go R20. And then we can blend that out with just a little 41 right on the top. I think we lost just a little bit of contrast there. So we'll add in just a little more 44 with a really light touch, just like that. Okay, now we're going to do kind of this back part of the arm, the bottom part of her little paws, kind of between her fingers. The outside and bottom of her feet. And kind of this little back area where that pail is. There would definitely be shadow there. Then we'll jump to 43. The frustrating part about this cough is that it only gets crazy when I'm talking, of course. Mm, 42. Fill that in. And then the bottom part of this little belly patch. And then 41. In the belly. And the very tops of the feet. Oh, and you know what I skipped was that part of her arm. You can kind of see under her hands. She's like tucked a little bit, so you can see this part of her arm. Oh, thanks, Krista. Yeah, I feel fine, which is the other very frustrating part. I feel completely fine. I don't feel sick at all. So just having this like lingering cough is very annoying. Okay, for our honey, we're going to do a little E30 combination. For our bees, I'm just going to go in with 35. Hey, Susan. Hey, Annette. And we're just going to fill in the bodies of our little bees with that 35. For our honey, we are going to add a little bit of shading to these drips and to this kind of front edge inside the bucket with our 38. It's our darkest. Then the 35 that we colored our bees in, that's going to be our medium. And if my dad is watching this or he watches the replay later, it is called Maze. So that's like his favorite. It's like an inside joke, but he'll appreciate it. And then my highlight shade is 32. So we get that nice little, it's not crazy dramatic, but we do get a nice little shading there in those buckets. And what I did on my tag that I will probably do, but you won't be able to see the full effect while we're still live, I took the touch of gloss and added it to my little extra hexagon shaker pieces, as well as the little honey spoon thing. So I'll probably do that as well on the honey in the buckets, but it won't dry in time for you to see how cool it looks. But I'll make sure I put up a picture, probably on Thursday, to lure and entice more people to come hang out with us live. All right, we need a simple green. I'm thinking, I don't know why, but YG63 is calling my name. I like that it's a YG, so it's yellow enough that it can hang out with all the yellow on our card. It's not blue, so it won't contrast, but it's also not loud and in your face. It's a softer green. And then the last thing that we need is the buckets. I don't really want them to be silver because everything else on the card is so warm. Maybe they could be red. Maybe that could be cute. I'm cleaning up a little spot where I went over the edge with a white gel pen. I figured I would add the dots to my little bear while I'm at it. Yeah, let's make them red. That'll be nice because then we'll have red, red, and then red in the sentiment, and the 3 places is a nice arrangement for our accent color. So we'll go back to 89 since that was our darkest in our little flowers. It's just feeling leaky. If you use Copics and that ever happens to you where it feels like too much ink is coming out at once, just take the back off of your marker and it'll even out that pressure. These could have probably had an edge highlight that would have made them look a little more shiny and metallic, but I think we'll be okay without it. Oh, thank you so much. I really enjoy bringing these characters to life. I love little critter images. I think they have so much personality, and it's really fun to see how coloring them up in different ways can kind of bring out different aspects of their little characteristics and stuff. So that was our 39. So we went 89, 39, and now our highlight is going to be 29. And if you like a brighter red, our 29, 27, and 24 is another one of my favorite like brighter red combos that I think would look really cool for this. So we'll give that a minute to dry, or we'll die cut it because I do want to add a little white highlight, I think, to the buckets, which is a great thing to do if you forget to adjust your shading. But if I do it now while the ink is still wet on my paper, I will, it'll turn my white gel pen pink. Like not the actual pen, but the lines that we create with it will turn pink. So we'll give it a second and we'll die cut this side first. It's gotta be this one. And I love that it's gonna cut out around the bees and also like between the legs. I just think it's so cute when you get that little extra added detail. There we go. So like the fact that this cuts that little gap around those bees and that little spot is just so stinking cute. Love that. Put this right back in. I think we'll grab an 8. And we'll keep it really simple. And it's almost like just adding little exclamation points to the sides of the buckets, but it gives just that little bit of highlight. All right, and then see, I kind of envisioned it like that. I think that's so cute. She's a little off center, but you guys definitely get the idea. I don't like it covering that, but that's okay. Just like that. And then I think she needs to thread one more spot. Like I thought we were going with 3s. Or maybe not red, but some kind of like little glittery gem or something. Let me look really quick. Some of these yellows. That's a good yellow. I know I have gold in here somewhere. These are all my little enamel dots from Pink and Green. Just keep in this little container. I don't want a yellow that's super lemony. I want something that's either like a little more golden like that, but I know some here. I have like gold. That's not the right tone. I think we'll stick with these. These are a fall enamel dot. If I can find them, I will add them to the description for you guys. Yeah, it's I mean, I can't tell you like they're not in any kind of order, but it feels organized enough for me that it's easy for me to use them and grab them because I just know that like that's where all the enamel dots are. So thanks, Becky. Let's get this guy popped up. I want my sentiment kind of in place first. I know I'm going to have more than enough room for her. So I kind of just want to make sure that this is nice and center. That looks good. I can also take, I don't know where my little ruler went, but I can also take a T-square and kind of just check in on those letters. Like the A and the P's are kind of lined up good. The A to the N is lined up, so it looks pretty straight. I'm going to commit. And then let's pop her up too. And I just think the enamel dots are going to help kind of fill in some of that space around. Actually, you know what? I also was thinking how on this one I added the bees. Maybe we'll add bees because this is already a lot of glitter. Maybe we'll do it all. I hold back so often. To the far right on here is like a tan greeny gold. It's a little, compared to our paper, it's a little green for me versus I really like the yellow on this. But yeah, Becky said bling it up. Yep. I agree. Most of the time I hold back a lot and I don't feel like it today. Today, more is more. I mean, we're still only going to do like the 3 around because then I'll add some bees. But I'm going to ignore that little voice in my head telling me to not go overboard because she's no fun. So you could stop there, right? It's pretty chill. Just like a little, like Susan said, just like a little extra drips of honey on there. Very cute. But I also want to grab this back out and we'll just freehand stamp some bees and then we can put our sentiment inside while I'm thinking of that too. Oh, do I dare freehand my sentiment? Oh goodness. I might live to regret this one. If it comes out bad, we'll just act like it didn't happen, okay? Look at that. Oh, luck is on our side. You're as sweet as can be. And we'll add a little bee in there too. We have 2 bee stamps. So I'm just going to stick one on each side of my block. I want this one for that. How cute. You're sweet as can be. Okay. And we can put a couple these guys. Flip this over. And we'll have the one going to this side. Now that one's in my way. Yeah, I think that's good. I like that. Just little bees. So I have to stop. Now I have to stop. Now I have to tell myself now is the when time, right? You tell yourself when, now's the time, because if I don't, I'm going to end up filling every one of those in with a bee. And I think that's cute. I think it's nice to have it a little random. This could also very easily be a little birthday card, right? Hap-Bee birthday. It could be a regular all through the year I love you card. It could go with the hey honey tag, and this could be on your gift bag, and then this could be the card that goes with it. I would, if I could redo this, I would re-ink it so that the color looked more like this, because I really love that. Becky, I'm going to lay this out and show you how absolutely gross it is, because I really need to wash it. And this you can literally just throw in your washing machine. But this is the Pink and Main microfiber towel. And when I tell you that it is like, it has dealt with so much, and it's still going like a champ. So it lives right next to my little setup on my desk. And that way I can use it all the time. Also, I don't remember who told me to start keeping my touch of gloss upside down, but it 100% worked. It's never clogged now. I store it upside down all the time on my little shelf. And literally I've never had an issue with it since I started doing that. So whoever in our little community group here told me that, I am in your debt. I'm just using the pokey tool part of my embellishment wand to, a little more came out than I would have liked, but to spread that down onto those drips. So we'll let that dry. It'll look cloudy for now, but it'll dry completely clear. And we'll get that really nice little gloss on those buckets too. Yeah, Barbara, upside down is perfect. Thank you. I owe you for real, because you saved me. All right, so that is our super sweet Hap-Bee Valentine's Day card. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I really love it's okay. I really love it. I just think it's so much fun to either take something that was made for Valentine's and use it for something different, or find sets that were made not for a specific holiday and use them for whatever you want. So I hope this inspires you to play with your stamps, or for those of you who have this stamp set at home, break it out, have some fun with it. Kim, I don't keep it wet. I use it completely dry, and it cleans my stamps no problem. And because it's microfiber, it doesn't leave any like fibers or anything behind, even dry. So I love it. So yeah, that is our night for tonight. My little bear dedicated to my grandma. And yeah, otherwise, I just want to thank you guys for coming to hang out. I hope that you had fun. I will be back on Thursday. Maybe Thursday we'll just have an embossing powder party. I think that's what we're going to do. We'll emboss and see all the glitters. And well, I have glitter and regular embossing powders. So we'll just go through them all. I'll try to pre-plan like a system. And pick what we're going to swatch. But I think it's going to be really cool to see all of the different things, and we can compare them. And yeah, so swatch party on Thursday. If you have any requests for anything you want to see next week, please leave me comments and inspiration. Or if there's anything else you've ever wanted to see swatched, or you want to have a coloring party and we just color some images and we don't worry about making an actual card, anything like that that you guys are interested in, you can always let me know. And I will do my best to get that for you. Oh, Michelle, I'm so excited. Michelle placed her first order after watching last week. That makes my heart so happy. I know you're going to love them. And Pink and Mean is an amazing company, and I know they appreciate your support. We appreciate your support. So, Jeanette, I don't have a blog. I have a blog on my website, but I don't post there as much as I should. But all my links are in the description of wherever you're watching from. I do have a YouTube channel, I have an Instagram, and I do have a website. So all three of those are, yeah, if you go to, it's CaitlinAnnaleeCards.com, Jeanette. So if you go there, or it should be in the description, has a link to my website, and on there I have like my favorites. And if you click through Pink and Main on there, you can order through me. So nobody has to do that. All of the links for everything we use tonight are in the description here. Those are just regular links to Pink and Main, so you can do that too. But if you do want to support me, you can go through my YouTube channel or my website, and I do appreciate that, but obviously no pressure. So yes, thank you all for your interest and your questions and how sweet you are to each other. It makes me so happy to be a part of this community. And I will see you guys back here on Thursday for Swatch Party. So until then, happy crafting, guys. See you soon.